This is more of the setup for Windows 8. Once you actually get it all built and put together, you're going to get a screen that looks like this. Again, this is a virtual machine, so some of the functionality could be limited by actually putting it through virtualization. But yeah, so we're going to let this sit for a little bit, and then we're going to show off some features from Windows 10. Thanks. Okay, this is showing off what the desktop looks like. As you can see, it is a technical preview. This is build 9841. So this is Windows 10. It'll come preloaded with the Windows preview icon. Some of the other things you'll notice is Microsoft has brought back the start bar. Now this is actually really cool. The computer I'm on right now, I cannot get it to connect to a network no matter how I change the virtualization settings, and I don't know if that's something with the build or if it's just something in general that I'm having issues with. But these are all basically live tiles that will connect you to each of the rotating apps. Really smooth, really fast kind of transitions. I really enjoy this a lot. There is a lot of good stuff going on here. The one thing that you're going to need is you're going to need a Microsoft account to do most of this. So if you have an Xbox Live ID, that'll work. As you can see, it does have the pinnings of Windows before, but it is more of like a Windows 8 kind of view. But as you can see, everything works pretty well. I don't really have anything in there, so some of this stuff is going to run a little slow too. Because it is being virtualized on a desktop right now. So some of the other things in here, if we go to all apps, again, it acts like Windows as you knew it before 8. So nothing really too much to show there. Does come connected to your OneDrive account. Obviously Microsoft's going to continue pushing that as it is their product. So let's take a look. Some other things that I have been able to play with on a connected device. The food and drink is like a version of Yelp, more or less, for Microsoft. The camera obviously interacts with any built-in camera. Your calendar ties to your Windows account. Mail is basically whatever you're going to set as a mail, kind of getting away from Outlook and allowing you to add your own accounts into there. OneNote, another Microsoft branded product. This is great if you're into the whole Microsoft Converse. No, that's the wrong word I'm looking for there. Anyways, if you're in their whole community, this will allow you to share notes across all devices. I'm not really connected right now, so obviously some of these things are not going to work. That being said, is Windows 10 going to work fully on a non-connected device? Well, that still kind of remains to be seen. I've noticed a lot of limiting functionality in not being able to connect online. This is the settings menu. It initially brings you right to personalization, where you can do things like change your lock screen to different devices. One thing you'll notice, it does look very much like the Windows mobile type devices. One thing you'll notice up here, you need to activate this copy of Windows before you can personalize your PC. When you download the technical preview, there is an activation code in which you will actually have to activate it. The easiest way to do it is if you're connected online, you'll open up the technical preview here, you'll put in your activation code, it will then make you enter in your Microsoft account information. But again, like I said, I'm not able to connect it here to where I'm at online. Even if I go through here and look at connection settings, the network that I'm on is physically not there at all. So that kind of sucks. Even if I go into the virtual machine settings and change them to something like bridged, which I would normally use, and replicate the physical connection, it does not actually let me carry this over. Some of the other things that I think are kind of interesting in here, the Windows feedback. This is basically a giant forums. There's a bigger button for those of you that can't read what's on the screen. The Windows feedback is basically a forum community in which you can list all of your technical problems with this and actually interact with a Microsoft rep to try and alleviate the troubles that you're having. So yeah, this is Windows 10. Again, I really enjoy this. I think Microsoft has finally built an operating system that works well, and I'm excited to use. That being said, I've been I've been a long-time supporter of Microsoft, but their operating systems have burned me really bad in the past. I'm one of the few people, I think, out in the world that actually used Windows ME for the 6 or so months that they supported it, and then moved on. And then I also bought a copy of Windows Vista. Now, other computers I've had Windows 7, but I usually wipe those out and just go right to Linux. I do use Windows on a continual basis, so it's not like it's completely unheard of for me to work with Windows. Just I prefer things like OS X and Linux a little bit better. But when it comes to the mobile space, I actually do prefer Microsoft Windows Mobile. Some of you probably have seen my reviews on the HTC One M8. So, using that device and this operating system will actually be a really smooth transition, I think, to ease people back into Windows. That being said, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment down at the bottom, and thank you for watching.